Hey guys, welcome back. It's Mike Hernandez with my good friend, Mr. Alan Pierce. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
In there with you, guys. We are out here in Paradise, California, discussing a really great story. You know, I've been following you since then. I think I found that first original picture that just went crazy on the internet. Yeah, but we'll talk about that more on a different episode today. Since I had the opportunity, I want to take a look at your awesome ride. First, kind of let us know, I guess, big picture of what you're doing, and then we can go through a couple of the key features on here that you want to point out. But we can get started here on the front if that's okay with you.
Well, it started as a 2019 Toyota TRD Pro. I think the whole thing was just to make it just be able to roll through anything. That was the plan.
Gotcha.
So we brought up the bumpers, lifted it, wheels and tires, and then we'll talk about that. But yeah, it's really just to make it like a beefy, like kind of go anywhere.
Perfect.
Vehicle.
So kind of like a well-rounded machine. So like you said, it started with the Toyota Tundra as the base, which, us at Fieldcraft, we're pretty heavy on the Toyota side. I'm like the only non-Toyota Jeeper, but that's where I started too. For those of you guys who don't know, this guy's got a really great story here in Paradise with the 2018 fires. It was November, right? And you used not this truck, but a Toyota Tundra to actually come back and forth and get people out of the situation, or tell us briefly just what you were using that original one from.
Yeah, we were just getting some people out of the hospital, and we actually had to abort the evacuation and go back to the hospital. So and then it got famous off a picture.
There you go. So tell us what you were actually doing at the hospital. Are you a ICU nurse, or what was like your actual responsibility?
I am an ICU nurse, but it was also, I was the manager director of the unit.
Oh, so you had some leadership.
So it was a leadership role there. And so I was just managing my team to make sure that our patients and my staff got out safely.
Cool, very cool. So how did you come to acquire, what's the name of this truck first and foremost?
This is the Pandra. This is the second Pandra. The first one was the Pandra, and this is, I actually nicknamed this one the Pandra Pro since it's a TRD Pro.
And what is the meaning behind that name?
Pandra, it's black and white. And the Tundra is not like that Stormtrooper. It's not like this angular. It's this kind of round thing. It was more like a panda. So Pandra and Tundra. Panda and Tundra.
Perfect. I love that. Cool. So in the front, what is the bumper we got going on here?
We got an ADD Stealth Fighter. I love this. It's just high, tucked up out of the way. It's got enough room for that light bar that from Baja that lights up makes it daylight, whatever's in front of me.
Awesome. So you got the ADD bumper. The lights like you talked about, and then you have, I can't see, it's a Warn winch.
It's a Warn winch.
What's the size
Factor 55 accoutrement. I have a bag of their stuff in the back of my truck. I think the thing I use from them the most would be the kinetic rope.
Oh,
Once I've discovered the world of kinetic rope, I am a fan. That's what I go with.
Agreed. If you want to look back, we have a video where one of our buddies, pretty high-speed dude, got stuck in his Gladiator, but in this wash, like 5 foot of water. That's eventually how 3 days later we came back and got him out with the kinetic rope too. So I totally agree with that. Cool. So you got some improved angles up here. You got the Factor 55, the Warn stuff. This looks like it's synthetic, yeah?
Yep.
Cool. So you got a synthetic line up there. As we make our way back this side, what size tire did you end up going with?
These are the Mickey Thompson 40s, Baja MTZs.
Some big boys.
I mean, like I was telling you guys earlier, I actually went with 40s because I was going to be sitting next to the other Rockstar vehicles that are on 43s and 46s. But I ended up falling in love with just the lack of rolling resistance with the 40-inch that if you see me wheeling, I'm not as good as this truck makes me look.
Very cool. And then I noticed that the paint has a texture on it. What's going on here with your...
Well, it's not paint. It's actually a Patriot liner.
Oh, Patriot liner.
The entire truck is bed lined.
Gotcha.
This is actually a new coat. I wanted like all white, and some people might remember that it said Pandra on the side.
Oh, okay.
And so I just wanted an all white coat, so they matched whatever they could with the Toyota white, ultra white, and the entire. If you can see it when the sun hits it, that it like reflects. It's beautiful. I love it, and scraping by trees and bushes in bed liner is awesome.
Cool. So it's all protected.
It's a lot less triggering sounding.
Yeah. So moving upward, you do have the A-pillars set up, and then also the top. What kind of rack is that up there?
That's a Prinsu. So I've got the Baja lights and then the Prinsu rack. It's funny because I'll just mount Yakima. I've got some Yakima landing pads that I'll just pop on top there. And if I need to tie anything down on the top, I'll use the Prinsu rack for that.
Yeah, good use of space. CBI, right?
CBI.
For the sliders or the steps.
Yeah, CBI got these. And then the rack is also CBI. This was
that's nice, man.
At that point it was a R&D one.
Oh, really?
So like we put some new supports in that they actually had already designed after doing it the first time. And it's super strong now.
And you got a tent up there? What do you have sitting up top?
I have CVT. This is my favorite.
Yeah.
The CVT tent. It's the mount hood. It's the double channel, so it's a little thicker, so you can leave some bedding in there. But I just love that you can just pop two latches and push it, and you can camp.
That's what I need, bro.
And I'm lazy when it comes to tents. like I said in a different time we were talking, my dad was military, and setting up tents with him was borderline abusive. so if you see me with a tent in my life, that tent sets up easy.
Right. Because makes sense. I love how they have that, like the T rail or whatever they call it, so you can slide things in and mount.
We do a lot of paddle boarding, so I put my paddleboard paddles like on those
cool.
things, and I even put my Slag Factory off-road here in Chico. They set this up so I could mount my rooftop like kind of bike rack on the side, so my mountain bike just pops right in.
Dude, that's awesome.
Right on the side, and it's about the size of putting it on top of a car.
This is so funny, bro. I'm like thinking about I'm so small, I'm in here trying to like figure out how I can
but it's just barely higher than my wife's Prius. Putting it, like loading it on top of her car.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then, so because we're here, what do you got doing in the back here for suspension?
So I've got Fox all around. I grew up like and the Fox team is just amazing to work with. The suspension's got Atlas leaf springs to support the back. My first pass with that, they didn't incorporate. We didn't do the math right for a lot of the weight, so I actually at King of Hammers, I slammed that thing flat, so I had like this Baja lean to it for a while. So we fixed that this year. Now I'm working with Mayhem wheels, and I just love that. I love that they're so strong, but they still have like the space, so you can see my you can see my giant R1 brakes in there.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, so you definitely need to upgrade in brakes.
Yeah, with the amount of weight I put on this truck, brakes were definitely. One of the goals was to build this truck, but also make it a daily driver. My wife can get in this truck and drive, no problem. Anyone who can drive a Tundra would not be at all intimidated by driving this truck.
Very cool. You said you were working with Fox. Are these the 2.5s? Are they?
I believe so. Yeah, all the way around.
Very cool. And we'll make our way to the back here. See what you got as far as your rear bumper and tire carrier.
So this one is a little special thing because the bumper is the rear ADD Stealth Fighter.
Like swing out?
And we fabricated, I talked to both companies and they were very cool.
Okay, I was going to say that.
They were very cool. And CBI and ADD were cool with me fabricating swingaways.
Cool.
Together. So it's like a...
So
it's a CBI/ADD swingaway bumper.
So it looks like the ADD bumper with the CBI swings?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a wild thing, but yeah, it's very cool of them to let me do that.
Awesome.
The inside, the back, one of my favorite parts, we might as well.
Yeah.
This will take a little bit.
No, you're fine. I can take this off too?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a trick to that one.
Yeah, there you go.
You just put it right there.
Okay, cool.
We'll just we incorporated that just because of the extra weight, just to have another support place for that, because this really more than anything. And
big 40 up there.
This is actually one of my favorite parts, but because I used to have a Land Cruiser back in the day, so I had interior storage. But this...
you got a deck system.
I got a deck system in the back. I love how, even though you lose a little bit of space in the bottom, I love that it opens up the whole flat wall-to-wall in the deck system. I've just been kind of cleaning things out, so we're still working on it. I've got tubing for my power tank system.
Cool.
I've got
onboard air.
Yeah, I've got a little 4-way for all the end-deflate system for pumping everything up. I even have because I'm lazy, I have a DeWalt impact.
Cool.
But most of the time, helping other people with stuff.
True.
So that's actually what most of this has been used
That's
for.
so true. This is a treaty oak?
That's the kinetic rope
Okay.
from Factor 55.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I've even got like hand warmers for
Cool.
cold times.
I like these deck systems. We actually have 2 of our rigs with
Yeah,
decked, and they just work so well.
I love it. Some people miss that. I don't use my pickup truck like a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Like so the deck system is perfect because lockable storage is everything. Because I'm not going to put the stuff in the back of the truck.
And you won't yard sale anything if you're out or enjoying it. So
The inside of the truck is for people and Dometic fridges.
Yeah.
And then this side I keep generally empty for whatever I'm doing. If I'm going mountain biking, then the gear's going in here. If I'm going snowboarding, then other those things are in here. This is the Scotia jumper.
Oh yes.
This thing I've helped
yes
countless people with batteries.
100%.
I mean, this is the most amazing thing,
100%.
and it's in all my daughters and wife's vehicles as well.
Dude, those little lithium jumper packs are like clutch.
It's amazing.
Seriously.
And then you got to have an axe because overlanding, right?
Right.
So,
Love it. I love it.
and then the deck, this decked D bag is sweet. I have like another tool roll in there.
Okay.
That I stock depending. I also do adventure motorcycle stuff.
Do you really?
Yeah, I have an Africa Twin that's all set up, and so I swap my tools in between that and here depending on what trip I'm going.
We need to go on a trip, man.
Yeah,
we're starting to push that out too.
I'm down.
Cool.
And
What's this? Is this a light bar up here?
That is another light bar because of the way the tire is. It kind of blocks the taillights.
Oh.
So this one is up here, and it's another Baja, just taillight.
Okay.
And so it has signals, brakes, everything is repeated up here.
Very cool.
And yeah, and then I've got some like rock lights under here to light up the back and light up the deck system.
Cool.
When I'm here.
When you're in it.
When I just want like red light. Oh, this is a mountain hatch.
Oh, okay. So like a cutting board style. Yeah.
So they're from Southern California. Cool crew. They like give discounts to like healthcare and first responder and stuff.
Nice.
I'm super happy to support them also because I really like their product.
This is smart though.
It does actually have knife marks from me cutting steaks on here.
Yeah.
I do. One of the things I do carry with me is Clorox wipes because sometimes you give it a good wipe down. And it's so nice putting a beer down on this compared to a regular tailgate. Well, I know that seems pithy, but
no, it's true because this is typically where everybody who's got a truck this way. This is where we're at.
And so usually I have an awning up here, and my whole setup is like for car camping. I've got my stove here, and everything sets up here. I've got a tank here to run it. And everything, like the whole staging area is like right here.
No, I love it. That's kind of how I'm set up too. You got some traction pads over there? Or what are they called again? The Max Tracks?
Max Tracks. So I got the Max Tracks. You can see how especially if you have sunglasses, you can see how this reflects the light. And I've got a CVT privacy tent that I mounted. I mounted accidentally upside down, but it works just as well that way, and it's kind of funny to me. Bobby over at CVT knows all about it. He's like, leave it. If it works, leave it.
Awesome, man. Have we missed anything? Do you want to show the inside? Because I know you're telling me you prefer to have it all factory and stuff.
I did a seat delete on the interior on the 40% side, and just have a thing for my Dometic system, and that's got I don't have it in here right now, but I've got the CFX like dual zone, and then I have the battery, and then I have Zamp Solar to run it when we're cruising. This is I was telling you before, I actually didn't modify a lot of the inside of the truck because I wanted it to look like a regular truck. I do have the S-Pod system here. I've got all this whole mounting system up here. A lot of Scotia stuff because I work with them. I've got a Scotia mounted Porg, and I've got just the Scotia mounts for here. It's just easy to get in the car and just.
Bro, I love that you have a Porg in there.
Yeah,
it's like the best thing that came out of the
It's the co-pilot.
Yeah,
and it's all about kind of ease of use.
Cool.
More than half of that stuff I only use on trips.
Yeah.
When like for expedition and stuff. So I've got an iPad for maps and stuff. I love using Gaia, but more Onyx because it's just a little more approachable for me because I don't do it as much as everyone thinks I do. So something like Onyx has been like great for me to like get places. But I find a combination of the two works well because not all the trails are on all the maps.
True. And Onyx will like refer out for when you're like using guidance through the city and stuff, right? It's like, what do you want to pull up? And they'll give you options. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Onyx too. So now how long have you had this one so far?
I've had this one since, I want to say, Toyota got it to me within like 10 or 12 days.
Whoa.
It was so fast.
Did they really?
My friend there was like, Toyota does not move this fast ever.
Wow.
And they literally dropped it off at the Chico Toyota and, gave it to me.
That's so awesome. So I don't think we'll give that context. So after you were transporting and had to come back to the hospital, your truck was pretty messed up, right? I mean, it looked like it had some...
Yeah, it was definitely not in my plans to be, as much as I love the truck.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, I'm actually way more attached to that truck than this truck. This truck, I let people take to shows, and like I'll throw the keys to valet because I don't want to figure out where to park it.
Yeah.
And but that truck, I wouldn't do all that stuff. That one was like it was always kind of like my Cadillac. This is my fancy car, and making enough money was buy something nice.
Absolutely.
And so about 10 days after the fire, and then I worked with Rockstar Garage to build it up with these brands.
Very cool. So you got this pretty immediately. You've had it since 2018, then immediately after. Now that you've had 4 years of time with it, is there anything that you would change or do a little different?
I think the next build, I'd like to go, right now I've got BDS and it's been great for fitting these tires, but I'd like to go more of a, kind of a go fast.
Like a trophy lander?
Yeah, you're calling it trophy lander. Let's trademark that for you guys. Like a trophy lander, with a Tundra or maybe even a Sequoia.
Oh, that would be so rad.
Like just for fun.
Oh man, that'd be so cool.
But I mean, I could literally drive this car for decades and be fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, just as another project, it would be cool. I'd like to work with. There's some other like long travel brands I'd like to work with in the future because I like what they're doing. I like the design. I was an engineer before, so I like that approach to things.
I love that like mesh of overlanding with anything, right? Like mine's a little bit more like a rock lander. I've heard some guys call them pre-landers too. I love that marriage of like recreation with the racing side.
This one's like monster truck / Broverlander or something because it's just so big.
Well, dude, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
To you.
Where can our audience find you if they want to see more on this and the stuff that you're doing?
On Instagram? At @the_Pandra.
At the Pandra. Guys, make sure you take a look at what Alan has going on. Leave us a comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends about everything that we're doing here. If you have any questions, let us know. Dude, I'm really hoping we can do some motorcycle stuff here.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm down.
All right, guys, this is Mikey. Have a good one.